What is up, you guys? Happy Monday. It is Sky, and my day of the week is now Monday. I switched with Sarah and Ann. I know I already mentioned that previously in my video a while back. I'm sorry that we haven't posted for a bit. We were trying to fill our last spot on the channel, and we did, and we have a new member, Jason. He will be posting on Sundays. He will be posting Sundays. Feel free to send him a message, welcome him. So this week's topic is family and what it means to be queer and how to deal with it and how to cope if you're not accepted. I can definitely relate to these issues that come up and not being accepted by family. However, I'm not fully out to my family, so my perspective may be a little skewed because in terms of how my mom and dad see me, I'm seen as a lesbian. And which is just in itself wrong because even if I did comfortably identify as a woman, I would not identify as a lesbian because I don't label my sexuality. And I believe that sexuality is fluid, gender's fluid. I don't label. So I guess I would say I'm pansexual. But anyways, I'm only out to my sister as trans, and I don't know exactly how much of it she understands. I told her that I'm not comfortable in my body and that I'm not comfortable with my birth name, and that's why I took on the name Skylar. And I really did open up to her about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I'm very bad with time, but recently, very recently, I came out to her, and that went well. She's not, she doesn't fully understand. I was taught to wear dresses. I was made to wear dresses, not even taught. I was made to act and do things that are expected of women. I can never play with my brother's friends. They never really wanted to include me. And at recess in middle school, I'd always try and, play with the boys, and that would just always backfire on me, which was very sad. I never understood why. I was taught who I was supposed to be. And I think that really has changed it has changed my relationship with my family, which is very sad. But I think my brother's opening up, and I'm hoping he's 21. He just turned 21, and he's never really been accepting in the past. But I can understand that. He would get angry when I'd take his clothes without asking, and I would do. I can understand why he would get frustrated, but it's definitely difficult for me to cope with the rough relationship with my family. I talk to my mom about like once a week. I rarely talk to my dad. I can't tell you how many times. Maybe like once in the past 3 months. But what I would suggest to anybody going through what I am is to take it slowly. And I know that people say come out when you're comfortable, and that is much harder said than done because sometimes it's hard to think that you'll ever be fully comfortable coming out and telling your family every single thing that you're feeling inside, with that fear of rejection. So what I guess my advice is that if you're not comfortable coming out to them, then don't. There must be a reason as to why you're hesitant. I'm still not out. I'm very concerned as to what their reaction will be. So I guess just say take it slow. For those who have good family relations after coming out to them, don't take that for granted. You really can't. It's such a fortune to be accepted by your family and who raised you to be something that you weren't, and it's a blessing, honestly. So make sure you don't take that for granted. For those who are struggling with their family, just don't give up. Make sure that they know that you love them, and just remind them that you are the same person. That nothing's different about you other than your identity. Make sure that you just emphasize that. Nothing has changed about you. Only externally. This is who you were supposed to be as a kid. This is how you're supposed to be raised, etc. But yeah, that's all the advice that I can give there. My girlfriend's mom, she is, well, when I first met her, I kind of feared, not being accepted, but that was because Taylor had recently come out to her saying that she liked women, so bringing a boy home, I was kind of scared how her mom would react and the confusion that she would be experiencing. But her mom is very accepting of me, from what I know. Her grandma is amazing. I mean, I get along with her grandma and I get along with her family, so there's not really tension there, but there definitely is back home with my family. But yeah, really, anybody who's going through a rough time with their family, I would just seek seek guidance in your friends and in maybe counselors at your schools. Just really take advantage of all the resources that you could have, and just remember that if your parents, if your mom, if your dad, if whoever is giving you shit for your identity, just remember that it's hard. It's hard for them to understand. You know, it's a different generation. It depends where they grew up, and what they were surrounded by, and it's just like it could be just a culture shock for them. And you know, it's hard to believe that all of this may become the norm someday. And I think a lot of the reason for me personally for why my parents um, aren't accepting of how I present myself, you know, my very masculine expression, is because they would prefer that I was feminine because they're scared of how people will react to me. They don't want me to be, you know, to have to suffer from hate from my peers or from my professors at school. And I know that's a big reason because they do care. They just don't know how today individuals in society will respond. And I think that's a big factor. So you just have to make sure you explain to them, you know, I've had to explain to them that, you know, my friends are all very accepting. I feel loved when I'm with them, and I've never received any, you know, any hate from my professors or any treatment that wasn't fair. It's just a lot for them to deal with because, you know, they don't know how people will react in today's world. So it's scary, and you know, it's definitely hard. But you have to stay strong and come out to them when you're ready, and you know, do everything when you're ready. Take your time, and if you guys need any help, you know, feel free to message me. Really, I love giving advice. Just make sure you know you're not on anonymous because I don't respond to those. I just kind of put them aside because I like to know who I'm helping. I like to know who's seeking advice from me. I'm always here for you guys. You know, I've gone through a lot with my family. Hopefully I can give you some advice in regard to that and maybe something else that you're going through. Whatever it may be, just feel free to send me a message on Tumblr. I'll put my link below. And please subscribe to this channel. You know, help us out. Help us get seen. We're really trying to help you guys. So feel free to send us some ideas. Send me some ideas. Or topics that you would like us to cover. I would greatly appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else would. So yeah, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week. If you need anything, just hit me up. I love you all. Bye.